Hi, everybody. This is Silvio Canto in Dallas, Texas on Tuesday, October the 30th, and welcome to our video commentary. Well, President Trump really touched a nerve on television. I think the actual interview is going to be shown later this week, but they gave us a little bit of the interview. And he was talking about birthright citizenship. And just to explain this to people who may not be familiar with the whole story, we've had a problem in this country where people cross the border illegally, have a baby, and then rely on the 14th Amendment to say that that baby is actually a U.S. citizen because he was born in the United States. Well, that's not really the intention, or that was not the intention of the 14th Amendment. The 14th Amendment goes back to the Civil War, and it was in 1868 where the government decided, or the people of this country, through an amendment, number 14, decided that black citizens, or blacks who had been slaves in the South and who didn't have citizenship, would now become citizens of the United States because they were born here or because they were already here. And it's a long, complicated story. We don't really have time to get into it. But the bottom line is that it legalized blacks who had been slaves up to that point. It was a way of saying, okay, you are now a citizen of the United States because you were born here, or you came here or whatever, but you're now a citizen of the United States. That is very different from what is happening at the moment, where a woman will cross the border or will get here. The woman is here illegally. She has a baby, and then the baby automatically becomes a citizen because they say, well, he was born here. Well, that's a bit of a stretch. And what President Trump did last night was to basically put the issue on the table. Now, he says he may use an executive order to end this. Whether he has that right or not, or whether he has the power to do it by executive order, that's still an open question, okay? I don't know the answer. But I think whether he does or doesn't, what he has done is to put the issue on the table, which is about time that it was. So now every Democrat running for election between now and next Tuesday is going to have to answer this question. Every Democrat is going to have to answer this question. Do you believe that a baby born to an illegal woman in the United States, do you believe that that baby is a citizen of the United States? And you can no longer hide behind that, well, you know, the judge said this or this judge said that. No, you're going to have to offer your opinion right now. And in that sense, I think this was a brilliant move by President Trump because he's forcing the debate on Democrats who have frankly avoided this debate by hiding behind, well, this decision or that decision or whatever the case may be. Now, I think ultimately, eventually, this whole thing is going to end up in the Supreme Court. Senator Graham of South Carolina has apparently introduced a bill in the Senate that takes away birthright citizenship. So that's going to be challenged, I'm sure, once it passes. It'll take a long time to pass. But anyway, once it passes, it will be challenged and it'll go to the Supreme Court. And then I believe the Supreme Court will decide that birthright citizenship is not based on the 14th Amendment. If the Congress wants to create birthright citizenship, it can do so by passing a law, or the country can do so by passing a new amendment. But it can no longer be done by using the 14th Amendment. So I think what President Trump has done is politically brilliant because he's now put the debate on the table, and we can finally have a debate in this country as to whether or not people who come here without papers and who are living in the country, or who come here and then have a baby, whether those babies are actually citizens of the United States or not. You know, I read something today which I think puts it in some perspective. There's only two countries in the world where this is possible: Canada and the United States. Every other country in the world says no, that if you're in the country illegally or without papers, your child is not a citizen of that country. So I think that puts it in perspective as to what most countries in the world do about this. Well, it's a complicated subject. And I know I'm kind of rushing through it, but I think it's brilliant on the part of President Trump to put it on the table for discussion, and let's see what happens. But this is going to the Supreme Court, and that's probably a good thing because I think President Trump will get a favorable opinion in the Supreme Court. Thank you for watching. We have all of these on Twitter, on my blog, and if you are celebrating a birthday today, October 30th, happy birthday. Oh, I didn't say YouTube. I said we have these in YouTube, Twitter, and blog. That Couldn't think of that one right away, but we have it in Twitter, YouTube, and blog. Okay, so if you have a birthday October 30th, happy birthday. Now I'm back on track. Okay, thank you for watching. Have a wonderful day, everybody. Bye-bye.